Okay, let's go. That was a very good game tonight. So many great talking points. I mean, this was a match for the content. There was so many decisive big talking points. We saw the first hat-trick, the first of many to come for Mr. Kai Havertz. We saw some phenomenal link-up play from Tammy Abraham. That telepathic relationship that Kai and Tammy already have. It looked very exciting, very promising, and let's see how this blossoms throughout the season, you guys. But before I continue on, because boy, we have a ton of things to talk about and break down, I want to start off by saying well done to Barnsley. You know, teams of this nature, most times they come here, they park the bus, they sit deep, they don't really, give a good account of themselves. And today, Barnsley were actually very unlucky to not get a goal in this game tonight. If it wasn't for some great goalkeeper from Caballero, they definitely deserve something, and they really tested our goal tonight, so credit to them. Of course, playing attacking football against a club like us, you're going to leave a ton of space behind, and due to the quality we have, naturally, we are going to destroy them basically and literally just have fun in front of their goal. But of course, credit to them, you guys. And before I actually continue with the match review, let me get the plug out of the way first. If you're happy with the win tonight, if you're happy that Kai Havertz got his first hat-trick for us, if you're happy with the performances on show tonight, the debutants in Thiago Silva and Ben Chilwell, then I suggest you guys smash that like button. Tonight, I want to get over 5,000 likes for today's video, so let's see if we can do that, you guys. And to start with the match review, I want to talk about the lineup. Now, it was a little bit interesting for me. I mean, of course, we knew that Hudson-Odoi and Thiago Silva, yeah, they were going to play tonight. Tammy played too. I think a lot of us expected that. Kai, Mason, etc., etc. I was a bit surprised to see Emerson, but, in hindsight, it kind of makes sense. Thiago Silva, he's working really hard to just improve his English, but right now he's not absolutely perfect. So if you have an Emerson alongside him, an Emerson that obviously they both speak Portuguese, both being Brazilian, that can help him acclimatize a bit easier. So I think that was another small example of some good man management from Frank Lampard. And to be honest, I thought Emerson looked very good today, and it was very interesting to see the many different roles he played throughout the team today. Could this be how Emerson's used throughout the season? Could this also signify that maybe Marcos Alonso might be the one pushed out? Because of course, ideally, if you're going to have two left backs, it would have to be Ben and Emerson, no? That's just how I see things. But, this lineup today was pretty good. And, to start off with the game, Barnsley, they really put us under some serious pressure. Now, I personally feel it's a combination of a lot of these players being a little bit rusty still, because come on, no preseason. And we know during preseason, you're playing about 5 to 7 games before the league starts. So as a fan base, we have to excuse some of the sloppiness at times, some of the rustiness, actually. I think rustiness is a nicer word, because it's going to be a bit understandable during these first few games. But, Barnsley, they came, they packed the midfield, they stopped us receiving passes in that area, and we really struggled at times. Our passing and our progression from deep was basically non-existent for nearly 10 minutes, and they put us under some serious pressure where they deserved to get a goal during that period. But what happens during that 22nd minute? Tammy Abraham, he steps up, he capitalizes on a mistake made at the back, and personally I thought it was a great finish in the back of the net, and I think that was the start of things to come, because Tammy looked very confident today, very sharp, he led that line very well, and boy, I mean, this guy looked very, very promising tonight, and I was really actually pleased for him, and I'm hoping to see him play more games alongside your Werners and Kais throughout this season. But once we got that first goal, then I felt like the Barnsley players, they could feel their legs getting heavier. They pressed us very high, very aggressively, very intensely as well. But, with us, the quality we have, we're moving that ball from left to right, left to right. You're a Barnsley player, you're running from left to right to try and close us down. And every time you're moving left to right, the gaps and spaces open up a bit more. The pressing gets a bit slower down each side. And then, what happens during the first half? Our fullbacks, they receive the ball wide, stretch them, and then once they receive the ball wide, your Mason Mounts, your Hudson-Odois, they can drop in the channels, they can receive the balls in the half space, and then from when they do that, we have tons of spaces between the lines to literally run at them and cause so much havoc. And once we got into the full swing of things, and it took us about 22 minutes to fully get into that, we absolutely controlled the game, dominated, and showed a lot of imagination and some exciting football as the game progressed on. I think the second goal then comes at the perfect time, because we're absolutely in control, the players are looking very confident, and that passage of play for the second goal, absolute quality, you guys. Mason Mount, lotto driven, pass into the area, and then that telepathic relationship that Kai and Tammy were starting to have during that game. Now in this game today, it was nice to see Havertz playing as a number 10. We have to realise Lampard wasn't purposely not playing him there. He has to acclimatise him to the league. If you're asking me, when it comes to Premier League games, Kai will most likely play down the right hand side again until he's fully into the swing of things, because we have to remember there has not been a proper preseason, and Kai, he's a human being, he still needs to naturally acclimatise to the league. So let's trust in Lampard, you guys. He knows what he's doing, and I think he played him today to just give everyone a little bit of a breather, to relax a bit, because, don't worry, Kai is going to move into this position soon. Let's have some patience. So tonight, the performance we saw from Kai today, absolutely unreal, and if this is a glimpse of things to come, things are going to look very, very exciting, because in particular for that first goal, that really nice dummy from Tammy, Kai with that, what I love about Kai is his ability to just, he slows the play down into his own pace. I think that's what the real great players do, He has this controlled, measured weight behind everything he does. He's absolutely in control, that composure too in the area, and it was a typical Kai Havertz finish. Most players, they hit that ball quickly and they just hope it goes in, but Kai, he's in control. This guy is a smooth operator, a very classy player, and that was a great goal to get. Now, before I continue on breaking down the rest of the game, I just want to quickly get a few handful of negatives out the way first. Now, I did really stress upon the rustiness that players had. I think in particular, one player that really just, reflected this was Caballero. Now, when it came to his shot stopping, Caballero was on point, he was there, and he literally prevented Barnsley from getting a deserved goal. But when it came to his distribution out from the back, it constantly put us under pressure on our own half. It was really sloppy throughout. I can't even remember if he even completed a pass from deep. That's how poor it was. But we have to understand it's his first game and how long. I understand. I'm not too mad, and I think his shot stopping more than just made up for the rest of his game today. I think we saw a little bit of rustiness from Cover at the start as well. We have to remember that Cover is not in the full swing of things just yet. He will be there, and as this game went on, he was absolutely in control. So this was a massive positive sign to see. I thought that some of his passes, especially in the first half, he was playing passes behind a bit too much. But there is one thing I absolutely love about Cover: the guy's technique. Now, that one Cover skill I love in particular, he's about to receive a pass, the opposition player's about to close him down, Cover just stops the ball, waits for his guy to get close to him, and then pushes the ball into space and runs away from it. It's just so intelligent, it's so smart, and he's the type of player you'd pay to see in a stadium for moments like that. And for my final negative, I'd have to say that I think we give away too much spaces between the lines. Now, Barnsley had quite a few opportunities from outside the box. We have to be a lot tighter. We have to close those spaces down a lot quicker. I'm sure some of the technical staff afterwards wouldn't have been as impressed with some of our defending in the early parts. But, as the game went on and we got the goals, all of that was literally nothing to worry about. Anyway, you guys, the second half comes and we get the third goal pretty early on. Again, very nice play from Kai Havertz. He wins the ball up, and just his willingness to just close his man down and really buy into what Lampard is trying to do here, I think that speaks volume about his character and just how serious he is as a professional player. He wins that tackle, which basically sets Barkley up, and that becomes the third goal. And then for the other goal, the fourth goal, of course, another Kai Havertz goal, another telepathic link up with Tammy Abraham, another death finish, and just the ease in which he just buries his chances. I think this guy can be such an ultimate attacking player. I mean, his height, his pace, his speed, his reading of the game, his technical ability, his heading ability. He is kind of like the complete physical package and the technical package too. 20 years old. Imagine when he's 22, 23, 24. We're getting glimpses into the greatness that Kai can bring to this club. Really good performance today. He just literally flowed with so much class throughout the entire game, and of course, his performance definitely deserved getting a hat-trick at the end. I mean, the headlines tonight, you guys: hat-trick for Havertz, unreal performance, and of course, he gets that hat-trick goal right before Frank Lampard decided to sub him off. Now, of course, I can't do this match review without speaking about the debuts of Thiago Silva and Ben Chilwell as well. I thought with Thiago Silva in particular, he had that one small nervy moment right at the start. You know, completely understandable in the context of things, but just the way I thought he controlled that defensive line. I thought that there was good communication. I thought that some of his passes from out the back as well, you know, finding Emerson down the left-hand side, finding them passes between the lines too, and just his level of class and composure. Like, there was this one moment in particular in the first half, this nice little passage of play between him and Ross Barkley, where Thiago was basically playing 1-2 headers with Ross Barkley. You know, it's that type of class, that type of composure, that type of quality. That was something that John Terry would definitely do, and that makes a big difference for the quality of a team. You know, I thought Thiago had a very good 65 minutes. I'm excited to see him playing more games. I think he's going to be a very good addition for us. And of course, we have to speak about Ben Chilwell as well. He comes on and already, you know what Ben's about to bring. He's going to bring the pace. He's going to bring those runs in behind. He's going to bring those early deliveries. He's going to be exciting and, you know, even go for long shots outside the box. He played about 20 minutes and he basically got the Ben Chilwell show. He showed you everything that he was about, and for me, it was another promising performance, and I can't wait for him to be, you know, fully acclimatized in the first team, a full, consistent first team member. He's going to provide so much for this team. You know, that goal he made for Olivier Giroud, you know, during that period of the game, we were really fumbling our chances and we should have got the 6th goal a lot earlier. But with Ben, you know, he takes control, a nice early cross with Olivier Giroud, and come on you guys, when have you ever seen delivery like this from the left-hand side? Probably not since Ashley Cole, it's been that long. So if this is what Ben can bring for our attack, you guys, I'm fully here for it. Now, of course, we make it 6-0 on the night, but I can't end this match review without speaking about the performance of Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now, of course, every single eye was on Callum Hudson-Odoi tonight. I think one thing that really stood out to me was the fact that during this entire game, most of the play was going down the left-hand side. That's where our build-up was going down, and the right-hand side was used as the more support side. So this meant that we couldn't see that consistent involvement from Hudson-Odoi, but at the same time, does that mean that he was bad tonight? Personally, I do not think so. But, you know, I had this like really interesting epiphany as I was watching this game, because I get the impression that some people won't be as impressed with the performance, and to be honest, I can understand why. With Hudson-Odoi, you're expecting to see some imagination. For example, let's say that he's about to receive the ball, there's like 2 opposition players alongside him. You want to see something like a nice growth turn. You want to see a nice like a little piece of skill that helps him evade his man, you know, that nice bit of imagination, you know, that type of ability that's like, you know what, I'm the 19-year-old that's on a ton of money, I'm known for my skill, my attacking play, but you don't really tend to see that. And I think the reason for that is due to the personality of Hudson-Odoi. I think we have to sometimes understand our players and how they like to play. With Hudson-Odoi, I think it's well documented that he said that, you know, he's one of those players where he's not going to force anything. If he doesn't feel super right and super confident in his dribbling in the night, he's not going to force anything. Hudson-Odoi isn't like a Rashford, and I'm not saying that in a condescending way. As Rashford was obviously developing over those seasons, he had a habit of putting his head down and really forcing plays every single time. Yes, he attempted dribbles, but, you know, 9 times out of 10, they weren't getting completed, and at times he could be a little bit of a hindrance in the final third. With Hudson-Odoi, you don't get that. And in a sense, he plays with a lot more maturity, you know. He's the type of guy that is very effective playing in the final third because he doesn't lose the ball. His passing was excellent tonight, very quick, very sharp. To be honest, he actually created 2 assist-worthy opportunities in this game. Let's keep it real, he definitely deserved one. And then he won a penalty right at the end too, which could have made it 7-0. So this was a good performance. Hudson-Odoi showed some excellent pieces of quality, some nice switch balls, great passes between the lines, you know, nice link-up play as well. And I thought his defensive work rate was good. I understand that if you were expecting to see some more imagination, you know, and I can understand it, and maybe a small part of me agrees too. We've seen guys like Eden Hazard, you know, he adds something more to the game. But, you know, maybe as a fan base, Do we have to accept that Hudson-Odoi does things his own way? He does things differently. Just because there isn't the 5 stars or the 4-star skills on show tonight doesn't mean that he was bad and didn't do anything in the game. So I think we have to, really just judge things a bit fairly. But anyway, you guys, this is going to most likely be one of the longest match reviews of the season. To be honest, there was just so much to talk about that I feel I wouldn't be doing the game justice if I reduce it down to 10 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you've seen this right to the end, then comment below, Nini knows, so I know how many people actually got to the end. But on that note, you guys, I'm gonna wrap things up, keep things moving, and go to bed very happy with a big smile on my face. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. It's the Kai Havertz Show. I'll see you guys tomorrow.